Hello everybody. I posted a question on DeviantArt about how I go about my artwork and what I do as an artist and my methods and how I create my artwork. And I've got a few questions. So we'll start with question one, which was about how I illustrate armour in certain conditions and male armour in particular. So my recommendations is to get reference as much as you possibly can, because you're not gonna be able to guess how certain armour looks in a particular environment. The best thing to do is recreate that environment, take as many photos as you can of it, and use that as a reference guide into how you're going to create your certain armour or piece or the costume. So the guy who asked this question, he was particularly talking about this piece here, which was something I did for Rise of Mordor. And as you can see here, there's you got a guy and he's wearing a helmet. Now, with a lot of my pieces, I actually use myself as a guide to all the soldiers and stuff like that. I'm a pretty standard looking bloke, and the that comes as an advantage to when you're doing a lot of soldiers. Excuse me. So the guy here, he's wearing mail. He's got a leather lamella cuirass, and he's got kind of like a Norman styled helmet that's conical, with a coif, and he's got clothing on top of that. So with the helmet, it's quite a reflective material because you know, flat domed helmet's gonna reflect a lot of the environment, and I had to kind of take that into account. What I did was stand in front of my camera and put on a Norman helmet and use particular lighting to try and recreate day lighting. I also went outside and literally took photos of the helmet and see how it would look. And also I went online. There's quite a few photos of reenactment troops and, you know, battle scenes. You know, what was handy in this, this is kind of like a Norman period style helmet. Of course it's fantasy, but I had a look, you know, Battle of Hastings reenactment, and you'll find a lot of conical helmet designs. This goes for any period. You know, you can look at Polish Hussary and all that kind of stuff, Rose's War period armour, and I'll also recommend going to museums and seeing the stuff for yourself. But when you're illustrating the armour in Photoshop, I use particular methods. I tend to go towards well, I'll try and use a photorealistic kind of method, and it's kind of a blend between photography and painting. So if you zoom in, it can become quite more obvious that I'm using photography and manipulating the photographs to create a kind of a painting. So of course the painting part is really important, otherwise I won't actually have a painting to use photos to manipulate and create a more realistic image. If you zoom in, you'll see all kinds of mistakes. There's certain pixelation here. I think there's like a soft bloom here that shouldn't be there. There's certainly things that are wrong with it, of course, but I had a few days to spare, and I think I did the whole painting within probably about 12 hours or less. So, you know, I was limited on time. I have a 9-to-5 job, so, you know, I kind of needed to get this done and make it look good for the Rise of Mordor guys. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Get in reference, go out, go to museums, have a look at, see how the armour looks, so you know how it works functionally, and you know, spend a little bit of money, get a camera, maybe buy some cheap reproduction armour that's not too flimsy, and use yourself as reference, or take that helmet into an environment where you are going to illustrate it in that style, and then use that as reference. So yeah, that's question 1. I shall also move into question 2 now.